scene from Flood Sensor Auntie, the outdoor performance currently being staged at venues throughout the city. They'll be at Queens College tomorrow. The production has an important message about the dangers of climate change, specifically flooding. Joining me now is Sabina Seiti-Uni. She's the writer and director of Flood Sensor Auntie. Good to meet you.
Thank you for having me here, and I'm ready to sing.
Yeah, so well, you're gonna close us out with a song. But first, I want to say, give me a sense of what Flood Sensor Auntie. That title is so unique.
Yes, so Flood Sensor Auntie is halfway between a play and culturally competent disaster information. So it's about this flood sensor who's working at her aunt's chai shop, and along the way is saving it from being shut down from Department of Sanitation inspectors checking out the health code violations and a flood goddess trying to flood their pipes. But we also have important monologues from community organizers who deal with flooding in their neighborhoods, sharing their true stories of helping their neighbors survive flooding, as well as fun songs that I can totally perform now.
We're looking forward to hearing a little bit. So how are you engaging people? Because you're trying to get people to pay attention to flood preparedness, right?
So something unique about this play is we're really trying to meet people where they're at, in neighborhoods where they deal with severe flooding and in locations where people normally gather. So our first few performances in September, we took it to chai shops and places where people hang out. Specifically, we were focusing on South Asian Indo-Caribbean communities where there's a lot of flooding, whether people live in basement apartments or they live on Hillside or Jericho Turnpike and neighborhoods where there's historically flooding. But we're really trying to meet people where they're at and providing them with resources to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, and you're partnering with the city's emergency management department, right?
Yes, we love New York City Emergency Management for a couple reasons. When I was first writing this play, I reached out to them to fact check a couple of lines and make sure I wasn't under-informing the public. You know, I have a background in organizing and urban planning, so I think of myself as a flood expert, but there are certainly real flood experts at New York City Emergency Management, so I really only expected to just get a few fact checks on lines, but our relationship built, and you know, there's one person at New York City Emergency Management, Joel Cornell, who's been so helpful in writing funny jokes about flooding, as well as providing me with feedback on like the substantive nature of, hey, maybe you should change this from flood insurance to insurance, or this is a more accurate way of explaining what flood risks people in Queens have to deal with. And so at all of our performances, New York City Emergency Management comes, they pass out flood alarms,
and they pass out these postcards.
We pass out these postcards.
Yes.
So we have a talk back after the show where
That's
we kind of explain the messages in plain language. We have like subtly why it floods, what a go bag is in many songs. We also want to say it in really plain language so people know, one, you have to know your neighbors in order to protect yourself against flooding.
True.
Two, why does it flood? People don't really know why it floods, especially non-coastal flooding. They don't know that maybe groundwater tables or the fact that we built over a lot of marshes and streams, and then also what should go in your go bag.
And so it's filled with good information. Before you go, give us a little taste.
Absolutely. This is a synth, and you can hear hundreds of songs in the play. I know my neighbors know me, and together we're one big family. Share mint from our garden and feed the same stray cats, and I'll always call them when it starts to rain.
Okay, well listen, the performances are free and you certainly are full of life and doing a good service on this Earth Day. Sabina Seiti-Uni.
Thank you for having me.
Flood Sensor Auntie. And we should say they're all free.
They're all free for the public.
Yes.
Free chai and free flood alarms at every performance.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.